to another edition of Mac and Me. Welcome to my new kitchen. And we're going to start out a great episode today with a roasted tomato soup with a grilled cheese sandwich on top of it. And the grilled cheese is going to have Swiss, basil, and tomatoes inside. So this is going to be our mini grilled cheese. We're going to put this with our roasted tomato soup. So here we have a little bit of wheat bread, some Swiss cheese, and some very thinly sliced tomatoes, and a little bit of basil. And we're just going to put this all on here, just like that. And you want to make sure that you have cheese on both sides so that it will stick to all the bread. So we're going to take this, put it in a pan with a little bit of butter, and brown the outside. Now we're just getting our butter nice and hot. I like to use butter instead of oil at this point so that it will give a nice browning to the outside of the bread. So now here we have our sandwich with our grilled cheese. I'm going to put that right in the middle of the butter. Now it won't take too long for this to brown on both sides. Just going to take it or flip it over. As you can see, the butter gave a nice browning, even to wheat bread. So now we have our grilled cheese. It's nicely browned on both sides. So it's not totally melted right now because we want to do this over high heat. So we're going to take this and we're going to throw it into the oven. But make sure you transfer it to a clean pan first, or it will burn the bottom with butter. So we're going to start out by taking these tomatoes and slicing them in half. And we're going to put these inside of an oven. And to give them some flavor, we're going to add salt, pepper, a little bit of Italian seasoning, and fennel seed. And here we have some fennel seed. These, just a little bit on each. You don't want it to be too overpowering. So now we're going to take this with a little bit of some olive oil, and we're going to toss this in the oven. And we'll just roast these for about 10 minutes till they get nice and soft. While the tomato soup is roasting, we're going to get the rest of our vegetables ready for the soup. Here we're just going to put some onions, we're going to put some carrots in there, and I'm just slicing these up so that they're going to cook a little bit faster. And we're going to put a little bit of garlic as well. So let's put these all into this pot. We'll sweat these a little while. About 5 minutes with a little bit of olive oil. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. So we're just going to have these on the fire for a little bit, and then get a little soft. Then as soon as the tomatoes are ready, we'll put them inside the pot and add the water. So now we have our tomatoes out. They're looking nice, they're nice and soft, very juicy as well. So we're going to take these and we're going to add them to our pot. So now that everything's in here, we're going to add a little bit of water, let it go until the carrots are soft, and then we should be able to blend it up and have a very nice roasted tomato soup. Now this is about 2 cups of water, and we want to go until we just have enough to cover all the vegetables, which is about 1.5 cups. So we'll turn this on, let it come to a boil, As soon as it comes to a boil, we'll turn it down to a simmer and we'll cook it for a good 20 minutes or until the carrots are soft. Now we're going to take our tomato soup, we're going to take it over to our blender and we'll feed it in. Now one thing to remember about blenders is that they don't really like hot stuff in them when you turn it on high. So you want to make sure that you have your blender on the lowest setting when you start it up. Just then start to break stuff up slowly. Because if you start on the highest setting, it's just going to splash up. Especially hot things. So we're just going to go slowly move it to the higher. And we're going to really get to blend. Now you can see that this soup is a very nice color, very rich. It's going to have that orangish hue to it. Now there are two ways you can serve this. One, you can just serve it right out like this. The other way is that you can strain it to make it a little bit more smooth. So this is called a china cap. It has a little bit bigger holes than a fine chinois. And we're just going to put it through here. And it's going to get rid of all those big particles that we'll have. Now that we have it in here, we're going to use a ladle to push it through. And it's going to get all the nice pieces in there that we want. It's still going to be nice and thick. With all that stringiness of the vegetables we're going to get out. You can actually see how much is in here. And you can see that they're kind of stringy as well. And that I don't like to have people eat. So that's one of the best ways that you can really do this. Make it easy, make it smooth. And you can see how nice and smooth this soup looks now. So our next step is going to take our mini grilled cheese here and we're going to put this in the oven. It's going to take about 3 minutes for it to heat all the way through and melt the cheese. So now we have our grilled cheese from the oven, very nicely toasted. We're just going to cut it in half in a diagonal. And we have a nice grilled cheese with tomato and basil that we can serve with our soup. And doesn't that look beautiful? And you can do it like this. If you want to have it already inside the soup a little bit, you can have it like that. And that way people can just pick it up and eat that part, and it'll have an extra bite of flavor to it as well. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you again soon.